Hey everyone, it's Ptolemy, and it's day 3 of working on song number 6 called Hindsight 2020. Last night I finished up the full guitar part for the song, verse, chorus, and bridge. Also started writing a bass part, mainly for the verse section. So now today I'm trying to finish the bass part fully. So that would be a part for the chorus as well for the bridge. I'm going to see how the bass sounds with the guitar, make any refinements, and then go from there. And whatever else I can fit in, some other stuff may come up. We'll see. And I am so due for a haircut. Gosh, look at this. This is crazy. Maybe I should just keep this. Yeah. When I'm writing, I like to save numerous versions of the same project and essentially label them like V1, V2, V3. I learned this back when I was in audio engineering classes back in college. And my professor, who was a producer, professional engineer himself, said it's always a good idea to have multiple versions saved, because when you're recording new content, especially if you're recording over old content that you had before, you can't really go back and compare the two mixes if you just save all at the end. This is really more important for the mixing phase, but I like to do it for the recording phase as well, the tracking phase, because I like to, compare the two side by side. Sometimes you can, if it's like you're comparing two versions of the same, like let's say guitar track, you can just have two separate tracks in your DAW, one for each version, and you can just toggle between the two. That's fine too, but it's just a good habit that I try to have. I'm just always at the start of each new session in a project, I'm saving a new version. So in this case, it's going to be V2 today. File, save, live, set as Hindsight 2020 V2. The guitar part in the first verse play for 6 times. I was gonna have it play twice as instrumental and then have the vocals come in for another 4 times. I think I just want to have the vocals come in right away because, again, I know I said I was gonna be writing bass, but bear with me here, there's a point. I want the bass to come in sooner than how I initially envisioned it, but I don't want the bass to start out in the song. Essentially, I'm gonna start off right at the beginning here. Just drums. 3, 4. And the guitar will be playing here, but I'll be singing starting out here. And this will go for 2 cycles. And after this one's done, and then at this point, have the bass come in, right? I think it just tightens up the arrangement, has it more concise, and I'm getting out what I'm trying to say faster. Otherwise, I think it's just dragging a bit, and I really want the bass energy to start building the song to the first chorus quickly, and I think you're risking losing the listener's attention more if I don't bring the bass in until 4 times through as opposed to 2. Get rid of this, and then I'm going to move everything that I had. I don't need that actually. Move all this up. Dolphins in the Venice Canal. Da, 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 da. I do not know the words by heart, yet here we go. And let's see how that sounds. Zoom happy hours, newfound flowers, graduation parade. Don't know the melody either. Moment in time, turned on a dime. I want it back some way. We agreed, we lost our minds. No traffic on the 405. That was maybe a happy accident there. I did not intend this at all, but one of my previous bass tracks where I was essentially just, here, I'll solo this here. Just this one. I'd accidentally synced up with the chorus, but I actually kind of liked how it sounded, at least in the beginning. It gets a little out of sync a bit, but I may have to go with that right here, see? Kind of interesting. I'm listening how each of the parts are coming together as a whole and also kind of piecemeal. So I'm soloing, you know, each of these tracks and just listening to how like the bass and guitar just by themselves come in without the drums being a distraction. I don't know if that even makes sense to my mind, but it sounds pretty good. It's this last part here. One of the running themes of this video series for song number 6, Hindsight 2020, is that I keep forgetting to tune my guitars down to E flat. I guess that goes for the bass too, because this isn't standard. But if you recall from my previous video, I have my guitars do down to E flat so I could play some open chords, because the song is in B flat, minor, and in order, I don't know, to really get the open chords I want, it just helps to do that. So yeah, so I gotta tune my bass now. Hold on for a sec. I'm gonna punch in the bass right as the chorus is beginning. One, two, three, four. Did not do that right. Go, we're gonna do it. We got this. We can do this. I don't know. I'm like trying to have something more interesting than just playing on the root note. Like for instance, this part is like playing on the 5th of the root here for the bass. And then these notes are not on the root either for the most part, but it's sounds okay. It's just I almost wonder if I should just stick on the root and just kind of develop more of a percussive groove with the bass as opposed to kind of getting fancy with the chordal composition. I'm not sure. I need to go to work now, so I will report back with my ponderings on this later this night. And we're back at it here after a long work day and a fun dinner out with my wife. It's a Cinco de Mayo today, so we went to our favorite Mexican restaurant. It's actually our favorite restaurant in Los Angeles. And feeling pretty good right now. But nevertheless, I want to try and finish a bit of this bass part before the night is done. I don't have much time left. I'm trying to get to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour. But I have been thinking about the bass part throughout the day, and I think I'm gonna stick on the low section I was talking about, playing just on the root. And then just try to build it out from there, but really just basing it off of that. I was messing around with like trying to play on like the fifth and some other ideas, but I don't know. It seems simple, but I just kind of want to stick on the root note for now and maybe have the song build up in a progressive fashion, not so much by like what the bass is doing, keeping the bass more simple, but like adding in keyboards or secondary and tertiary guitar tracks. So that's the plan. 1, 2, 3. Should have muted the first bass track. It's playing simultaneously now. All other possible bass tracks muted. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm trying to get to bed within the next 30 minutes. It's been a long day, but trying to lay down a bass riff for the chorus here. That section, so I have something in mind, but I ended up recording this the other day, this one here. That's not it. Hold on. I guess I ended up deleting it. I don't know. See, this is why it's important to always like save as and have like version 1, version 2, version 3, because you can go back and see what you did and what you may have accidentally jettisoned. Just kidding. All right, here we go. That's not what I want. Hold on. Chorus section. Here we go. loud what I just did. I don't know if I'm digging that. I keep trying to get fancy, but I feel for this song it's really calling for me to just play the bass on the root note. And I could always like just start a riff like on the root and then kind of do some more fancy, you know. But yeah. So the second part of the chorus, where the bass, I initially played this. I think in the first chorus, I'm actually going to play it up an octave higher. And then in the second chorus, I'll take it down low, like that. Whoops, did not set that up right. I didn't hit record. Come on now. All right, here we go. Ah, man. Yikes. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Now, I'm going to lay down the second chorus, but instead of playing up here, play down on the octave. Here we go. Bad. I'll probably polish it up a bit, but this one's pretty good. Made it a little more interesting, a little more notes going on there. I'm going to try and play a bass part for the bridge here. I'm going to keep it simple at first and then try to progress it over the course of the bridge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So that definitely wasn't perfect. I wouldn't even call it great, but it does give me an idea of what I'm trying to do on that bridge part. I want to progress it slowly where it's like just starting out on the root. And then by the fourth go around of the bridge, the fourth and final time, it's doing something pretty like, hold on. Something like that. So I have a very rough sketch of that for the bridge laid out right now. I need to refine it quite a bit, but at least it helps me get an idea of like where I'm trying to go. So with that, I think I'm going to call it tonight. It's getting late. I need to get some rest. I have a big day tomorrow. I'm waking up early. And despite this being a very rough bass track, it nevertheless fulfills what I need the bass to be right now. And it's essentially just the foundation of how I'm going to build up the rest of the song. I have a fundamental bass track in place that generally portrays where I'm trying to go with the song, and as such I'm able to determine what other elements such as keyboards, such as additional guitars, other fun arrangement tricks, even augmentations to the bass part, making it more technical, more interesting. I'm able to add that in better now that I have a foundational and fundamental idea of like what is the low end of this song doing throughout the course of the song, because I have verse, chorus, and bridge laid out in, yes, a rudimentary but nevertheless an informative way. So I feel good about today's work, and it's going to carry me into tomorrow to where I can start refining the guitar and bass together, as well as adding on complementary elements to make the progression of the song more interesting in the form of additional guitars, and eventually start throwing in some keyboards there too. So excited to see how this is going to turn out, because I'm excited of how it's turned out so far. And tune in next time to hear where this song is going. Hindsight 2020, that's the name of it. Come check it out. I really need a haircut. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that, bro.